From your Weather Authority, Chief Meteorologist Wayne Hart.
Well, our system of the week is playing out a little earlier than the previous ones have. Last week, it was a Tuesday night wet snow and rain event. The week before was severe weather, and that was the case the week before that. So this time, it's our first widespread icing event of the season, but it's more sleet than freezing rain so far. But the freezing rain is certainly going to be a factor, especially in western Kentucky. But at least everything falling from the sky should be pretty much over with by daybreak tomorrow morning. And today, the cold air was moving in from start to finish. 36 was the high at midnight, and now we're down to 23 degrees as temperatures continue to settle. And here's the latest on the alerts map. It's now a winter weather advisory, at least for the entire tri-state. It was expanded into our counties north of 64 within the past hour. And of course, earlier this evening, the winter storm warning was expanded into the Evansville metro for the heavier amounts of mixed to sleet and freezing rain. All this technically goes until 9 tomorrow morning. But again, I think this significant precipitation will be ending by daybreak tomorrow morning. And the back edge of the steady precipitation is now along the Ohio River. But as I put first warning Doppler into motion, you'll see a few very light returns now drifting northward back into areas north of I-64. That's a misty, light freezing drizzle, a little sleet coming down, and that could certainly ice up the roadways here, even though it's not nearly as heavy as what we've been dealing with along and south of the Ohio River. And that's where the northern edge is right now. Normally, blue would mean mainly snow, but in this case, I think it's mainly sleet mixing with a little snow on the northern end. You get down into the pinkish purple, and that's more a combination of sleet and freezing rain. But as we zoom in a bit tighter here, you can see it at least breaking up some in the metro so that we're done with the solid, continuous ice pellets that have been falling for much of the evening. Owensboro, you'll have an extra hour or so before you see the back edge working down your way. Here is our network of tower cameras checking out the driving conditions. But before we get to those, let's check out our mobile storm tracker out on the Twin Bridges. This is a great example of what the bridges are like, because a lot of folks are most concerned about those, and as you should. They're elevated. You have to go up and then you go down, and it's a covering of ice pellets with a glaze of ice over top of them. So you really want to take it slow, because what looks like dry pavement could be ice. So you really need to be careful out there tonight, especially on the bridges and overpasses. But it's not a situation where the other roads are going to be that much better. Every road is going to have at least some sleet or freezing rain, some kind of glaze over top of it. The exception would be our northwestern corners, where we're not seeing much in the way of precipitation. All right, let's check out our tower cameras. There's the bird's eye view of the Highway 41 Twin Bridges. You can see the traffic is moving slowly, but at least it is moving. There's the Owensboro Riverfront, roofclaim.com tower camera, our Diamond Valley Federal Credit Union tower camera, I-69 State Route 66, some traffic heading eastbound there towards Newburgh, and it looks like we are now glazed over downtown, trying to look out towards the Lloyd Expressway. Temperatures 23, winds aren't helping. The north-northwest sustained at 12 miles per hour. Much of the area now falling through the 20s. Will wind in the upper teens to around 20 by daybreak tomorrow morning. Freezing rain is a bigger concern south of the tri-state, West Tennessee, central Arkansas. Ice storm warnings where you see the lighter pink shades there. That's just mainly freezing rain. We're a little colder up here, so we have more of that mix of sleet and freezing rain across the area. So this will be the last wave. That's going to be pushing through in the next few hours. Here's 11 p.m. By 1 a.m., Evansville's still on the edge, but by 3 a.m., we're kind of drying out in the metro, and by 6 a.m., we're pretty much done with it. But temperatures stay below freezing all day long. Additional icing would be the heaviest south of the Western Kentucky Parkway, where you could get upwards of 0.2 of an inch. And our highs tomorrow only around 30 degrees. So we're not going to see significant melting until we get into Wednesday. And look at this, late tomorrow afternoon, early evening, another little wave, a little wintry mix there, more for Western Kentucky. That comes and goes pretty quickly. And then we get back to some sunshine Wednesday. We do finally crack the melting point in the afternoon. And one final third wave makes a run at our southern fringe, 3:30 Thursday morning. That gets out of here. And finally, we break out of this pattern heading into the weekend. There's your 7-day forecast. We do have warmer weather on the way for the weekend, featuring a high of 48 on Sunday.
All right.